Jeremy Stoner entered the world on July 16, 1980, in California as the youngest member of a loving family. He was surrounded by his three siblings, consisting of two older brothers, Jason and Joshua, and a younger brother named Justin. Their home was situated in Vallejo, California, a city known for its unique charm and natural beauty. Among the siblings, Jason stood out as a joyful and spirited child. He adored his family, cherished his friendships, and found immense happiness in various aspects of his life, including attending school, discovering new knowledge, riding his bicycle, playing with his favorite toys, and indulging in the simple pleasure of watching cartoons. His bright smile and generous heart were an inspiration to those around him. On a Saturday morning, February 21, 1987, 6-year-old Jeremy was outside playing with his two older brothers, aged 9 and 11, near their home. Their parents were at work, and the children were under the care of a relative. However, the relative had to leave suddenly to take her sick daughter to the emergency room. The boys were instructed to remain at home until their parents returned, but they decided to visit a neighbor's house instead. While at the neighbor's, Jeremy accidentally spilled ketchup, which resulted in a scolding from the neighbor. Subsequently, the boys left the neighbor's house. When their mother returned home at 4:00 p.m., she found the house empty and assumed that the boys were at the neighbor's, a common occurrence. However, when the two older boys returned home without Jeremy 2 hours later, the family initiated a search. Since Jeremy was nowhere to be found, they contacted the police. Vallejo police promptly ascertained that Jeremy had been abducted. The last known sighting of him was near the Dairy Queen store on Springs Road, a mere 5-minute walk from the family's residence. An employee at the establishment informed investigators that they had seen Jeremy with an adult male around 7:30 that evening. On February 25, 1987, 4 days later, Jeremy's lifeless body was discovered on Sherman Island in Sacramento County. It happened when 4 individuals were driving along Sherman Island Road in the Delta, and their vehicle became immobilized in the mud. The driver exited the car to search for an object to place under the tires, but to their dismay, they stumbled upon the lifeless body of a young boy. He had been brutally assaulted, stabbed, and strangled. Promptly, they contacted the police and reported their distressing discovery. Investigators swiftly responded to the scene, meticulously gathering all available evidence and preserving it for future investigative reference. The news of Jeremy's passing swiftly circulated throughout Vallejo, sparking outrage and heartbreak among its residents. They empathized with his family and were determined to offer their support in any way possible. They presented flowers, cards, and warm embraces, actively engaged in searching for Jeremy during his disappearance, organized candlelight vigils, and offered their prayers for him and his family. Vallejo's mayor at the time, Terry Kira, emphasized that for those 4 days, Vallejo's residents became an integral part of the Stoner family, joining in the search efforts, sharing in the sorrow, and offering heartfelt prayers. Before long, a surprising turn of events unfolded when a potential suspect voluntarily entered the Vallejo Police Department. Approximately a week after Jeremy's tragic loss, an unemployed security guard by the name of Sean Quincy Melton approached the police, claiming to possess information related to the case. Melton openly admitted his desire to impress the detectives, aspiring to attain a significant role in the investigation. However, the videotaped record of his interrogation revealed a gradual shift in Melton's demeanor as he transitioned from a self-assured investigator to a bewildered individual suspected of criminal involvement. Melton had a troubled past and a disturbed mindset, as indicated by his authorship of a book titled Wolf's Lair, which delved into the exploitation of children. Although he insisted it was a work of fiction, some questioned its complete detachment from his personal experiences. Cian Melton voluntarily visited the police station to provide information related to the case. He mentioned that he had heard rumors and had witnessed certain events that might aid in locating the perpetrator. However, the police officers harbored suspicions about his involvement in the crime, and these suspicions were well-founded. Prior to Cian Melton's visit, his psychologist had alerted authorities and disclosed that Cian Melton had confessed to having disturbing fantasies involving young boys. The psychologist expressed concerns that Cian Melton could pose a danger and potentially be linked to the Jeremy Stoner case. The police conducted an extensive 30-hour interrogation of Cian Melton, during which they posed numerous questions and administered a polygraph test. Additionally, they created a sketch of him and compared it to a witness's description of the kidnapper. Their primary objective was to gather information and potentially establish his involvement in the case. Despite the rigorous questioning, Cian Melton vehemently denied any participation in the crime, asserting his innocence and claiming complete ignorance of the case. He successfully passed the polygraph test, and the sketch of him did not align with the witness's description. He maintained that his sole intention was to assist the police in solving the case. Nevertheless, the police persisted in their pursuit of Cian Melton and put forth a new hypothesis. They alleged that Cian Melton suffered from multiple personality disorder and suggested that the perpetrator might have been one of his alter egos, named John Wolfe. They contended that Cian Melton had no recollection of the actions in question. In response, Cian Melton was apprehended by the authorities and charged with both kidnapping and the murder of Jeremy Stoner. However, the evidence against him was insufficient to secure a conviction. 2 trials were conducted, but on both occasions, the jury failed to reach a unanimous verdict. Consequently, the judge was compelled to dismiss the case. Cian Melton passed away in 2000 without ever confessing to any involvement in the tragic fate of Jeremy Stoner. The Jeremy Stoner case remained unsolved for many years and was classified as a cold case due to the lack of progress, fresh leads, or additional evidence. However, in 2023, a significant breakthrough occurred in the Jeremy Stoner case. The police received a new lead thanks to advanced DNA analysis technology. DNA, the unique genetic code present in every person's body, can play a crucial role in identifying an individual or their familial connections. Using DNA analysis, the police compared samples from Jeremy's remains with those in a criminal database, promising to unveil new insights into the long-standing mystery surrounding Jeremy's tragic fate. A breakthrough was made as a match was found, leading to the identification of the perpetrator, Fred Moran Kane, a 69-year-old individual. Kane was apprehended at his residence in Central Point, Oregon. District Attorney Krishna Abram expressed her gratitude, stating, "I am deeply appreciative of our committed investigators who, regardless of the passage of time, remain resolute in their pursuit of justice in these grievous cases." Historical media reports from 1984 indicate that Kane, then 30 years old, was a suspect in an assault on a 17-year-old in San Bernardino County. Kane and his cohabitant faced arrest on suspicion of assaulting the young man with a knife. Kane was charged with forcible assault and weapon-related offenses, including enhancements based on 4 prior prison terms, but he was ultimately acquitted by a jury later that same year. The Solano County District Attorney's Office has refrained from disclosing additional information due to the ongoing nature of the investigation. Nevertheless, Fred Moran Kane IIE's arrest likely drew the attention of Martinez police, especially in light of the frequent mention of the Eric Coy case alongside the Jeremy Stoner case. In late January 1987, just a month prior to Jeremy's disappearance. 9-year-old Eric embarked on a bicycle ride from his Martinez home to a relative's residence. Eric was familiar with the route, having ridden it on numerous occasions. He left his home around 11:00 a.m. with the usual plan to call home once he arrived at his relative's house a few blocks away. However, when the expected call didn't come, a search was initiated, leading to the discovery of Eric's lifeless body near Martinez Junior High School. He had suffered nearly a dozen stab wounds and succumbed to his injuries. To this day, Eric's case remains unsolved. The developments surrounding Fred Moran Cain have injected fresh hope into the quest to solve these long-standing mysteries. Cain made his initial court appearance in Solano County on September 28, 2023. Jeremy Stoner's family was present in the courtroom when Cain was brought in. Jeremy's mother, Karen Tabler, expressed, "I'm not sure if it provides relief, but one thing is certain, it doesn't feel good." She went on to share the difficulty of being in the same room as Cain. According to Paul Secor, the Chief Deputy District Attorney for Solano County, achieving complete closure may be elusive. With years of experience in this field, I've rarely witnessed families finding complete closure. Nonetheless, knowing that someone will be held accountable should provide some solace. The apprehension of Fred Moran Cain has instilled a sense of hope in the families of Jeremy Stoner and Eric Coy. After decades of enduring unsolved mysteries, justice has finally been delivered. These cases stand as a testament to the relentless determination of cold case investigators and the remarkable potential of modern DNA testing in offering relief to long-suffering families.